Recorded drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
Good Saturday morning. What's happening? How's everybody doing out there in social media land? This is the TFG Sports Show. I am your host, the sports guy Kendrick. You are watching the best 30-minute sports talk show on social media. Again, great Saturday morning. And guess what? It's Black History Month, the fourth day of Black History Month. I hope we all making Black history, but I always tell people Black History Month isn't just February. Black History Month is January 1st through December 31st. Every month is Black History Month. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, I just want to welcome everybody into TFG Sports Show. Again, I'm your host, Kendrick. Make sure you come in, hit that like button, hit that share button, and comment so we can talk a little bit about what's happening in the sports world. And make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook. And do a little favor to your brother. Also, go check out Kendrick Sports Hustle YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that as well and like and follow it on Facebook. Again, the TFG Sports Media YouTube channel is rocking and rolling. Again, I just want to say thank you, man. We rocking and rolling over there, but we still ain't finished. We still got some unfinished business. We still gonna build that thing up brick by brick. And I just want to tell everyone that's already subscribed and support the channel, we thank you, me and myself, as well as Lamar Falk, my guy that's doing the behind the scenes today. We appreciate all your support for all the TFG stuff that we do. So again, it's a little better today in Texas, man. We had some ice this week and it was kind of rough. So I hope everybody that's in Texas and all over that was affected, I hope you're doing better this morning. I hope you got some power. I do know some people just got their power back today after not having it for a couple of days. So again, hope everybody stayed safe out there, and I hope you're warm today. And let's go ahead and we're gonna chop it up a little bit. We're gonna do a couple of updates real quick that I didn't put in the rundown. We're just going real quick. I know everybody's talking about the Nets, Kyrie Irving. That was breaking news. All the sports opinion is on YouTube, and the national media went live. I was like, it's Kyrie Irving. Well, if you don't know, he asked to be traded before the Thursday's deadline because they were unable to come to terms to a long-term contract extension. Again, Kyrie Irving is on a one-year deal this year. He's making $39.5 million. After this season is over, he is an unrestricted free agent. He can go anywhere he wants this summer. Reports are that three teams are interested: the Lakers, the Suns, and the Mavericks, according to reports, are already expressing interest in making a trade for Kyrie Irving. We'll see if that happens. Now, any team that actually gets him, he is going to want an extension, and that extension would be 4 years, $198.5 million max. So anybody that trade for Kyrie Irving, he's going to want that extension worth 4 years, $198.5 million. So again, that's been the big news. He wants to be traded before the Thursday deadline. If you're asking me, will it happen? I don't see it happening. I think he's not going to happen. The Nets is going to lose him this summer, but it would be in the best interest of the Nets if they were able to trade him to get something, and rather than let him walk and don't get nothing in return. But a lot of people kind of want to stay clear of Kyrie because of some of the things that happen. We won't go into detail, but we'll see what happens with that. And then the GOAT to some, Tom Brady, he retired for the second time. If you missed it, it was kind of a blip on the radar because he did it over social media. So again, Tom Brady retires for the second time, and he says it's for good this time after 23 years in the NFL at 45 years old. Again, he made that announcement on social media. You know his accolades, his resume: 7-time Super Bowl champ, NFL career leader in passing yards, 89,214, NFL leader in touchdown passes in the career, 649, 3-time NFL MVP, 5-time Super Bowl MVP. He played in 10 Super Bowls, and guess what? He's still going to be making that bread because his next career, he's going to be moving into the booth. He's going to be a Fox Sports analyst. already signed to a 10-year, $375 million deal. So Tom Brady riding off into the sunset, and he's riding off into more money, more money, more money. And guess what? He was 199th pick of the 6th round of the 2000 draft by the New England Patriots. So again, Tom Brady has retired for the second time, and he says it is for good. Now let's move in to our hot takes. We're talking Super Bowl. Who you got? Super Bowl 57 is set. The Eagles versus the Chiefs, and it's going down on February the 12th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Central on Fox. The Eagles, how did the Eagles get there? Well, they defeated the 49ers last week, 31-7 in the NFC Championship game, and the Chiefs defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 in the AFC Championship game. Now, this is the Eagles' first Super Bowl since 2017 when they defeated the Patriots, and Nick Foles was the Super Bowl MVP at that time. He won that game, and this is going to have another matchup somewhat. Former coach going against his former team. That's right. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid is facing this old team that he took to 5 NFC championships and 1 Super Bowl. That 1 Super Bowl they went to, again, they lost to the Patriots. Donovan McNabb was the quarterback of that team, and Terrell Owens was the wide receiver. If you don't remember that season, Terrell Owens actually broke his fibula and didn't know if he was going to even be able to make it back to play in the Super Bowl. That dude is he defies aging. Because somehow he was able to get himself back ready to play in that Super Bowl. And I believe he had like 9 catches for like 123 yards or something like that. But again, Andy Reid is facing his old team. That's going to be a storyline that's coming up. But also, with this being Black History Month, we got a couple of firsts that's happening in this game too. This will be the first time in NFL history that 2 black quarterbacks will face off against each other. That's right, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. This is the first time in history. Now, we know that the first black to ever play in the Super Bowl was Doug Williams back in, I believe, 87 when they were the Redskins then. Now the Commanders, they beat the Denver Broncos, and he was named the MVP. So, but this is the first time in NFL history that you will have 2 black starting quarterbacks for both teams, and both of them from Texas. That's another cool stat. Again, Patrick Mahomes is from White House, Texas, which is right outside Tyler, Texas, in East Texas, and Jalen Hurts is from the Houston area, and he went to Channelview High School. So we got 2 black quarterbacks, both of them from Texas, and that's going to be cool to see how that goes. Now, it's also another little cool thing that's happening. This is the first time that 2 brothers, I mean, that's 2 blood brothers, that's going to be facing off. We got the Chiefs. Travis Kelce, who's a tight end, will be facing off against his older brother, Jason Kelce, who is the center for the Eagles. Now, the Chiefs are returning to the Super Bowl after a 1-year absence. Again, you remember the Chiefs got upset last season in the AFC Championship. I don't know if it was an upset. The Bengals came in at Arrowhead and beat them last season. And Mahomes is going to be the talk. Is that high ankle sprain going to be good to go? Because he was a little gimpy in the AFC Championship game, and it got a little worse when that game moved on. So he's got 2 weeks to prepare. You know, the thing about a high ankle sprain, it takes a little bit of time for those to really heal. That's cool. You can put that back up, Lamar. Again, those are Kelce brothers right there. That's Travis is on the left holding his brother Jason jersey, and that's Jason on the right holding his brother's Travis jersey. So I think that's cool. So I did read also, just to go back to that their mother, I think her name is Doris, they're trying to make a way to maybe have her do the coin flip. That would be dope if that happens. Don't know if that's gonna happen. If I'm gonna keep you locked to see if that happens or not. But the Kelce brothers' mother may be doing a coin flip, so that'll be the first time in history as well. Now, Patrick Mahomes, he's done everything. Former Super Bowl champ, NFL MVP. His postseason record is 10-3, and his Chiefs offense led the league this year in scoring at 28.2 points per game. The Chiefs defense, 55 sacks. They were second NFL behind, guess who? The Eagles. The Eagles led the league with sacks with 70. Both teams finished the regular season 14-3, and they both were the number 1 seeds in their respective conferences. The Chiefs are a little banged up, though. Again, they got about another week to see who's going to go, but I did read before we came on that Chiefs wide receiver Mecole Hardman is probably doubtful. Don't look like he's even going to be able to suit up and play in this Super Bowl. But they do have another wide receiver banged up, Kadarius Toney. Juju Smith-Schuster is a little banged up, and cornerback L'Jarius Sneed and linebacker Willie Gay are banged up. So the Chiefs got some players. Hopefully, we'll see by this time next week. We'll definitely know really much who is going to be able to go. So again, we got the Chiefs again, and the Eagles is going down in Glendale, Arizona, site of Super Bowl 57. And it just so happens to be Black History Month with 2 black quarterbacks in the state of Arizona that did not want to pass the MLK Born Day holiday until a couple of some years back. So how ironic is that? Again, talking about Mahomes, he's got a Super Bowl title, Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP. He led the league in passing, 5,250 yards this season, 41 touchdowns, had a QBR of 77.5, and he's looking to become the 13th quarterback to have multiple Super Bowl titles. As far as the Jalen Hurts, quarterback for the Eagles, he threw for 3,701 yards. He had 22 touchdowns passes throwing. He had 13 rushing, which 35 touchdowns total, and he had a 66.5 completion percentage. And Hurts is the 3rd quarterback to reach the Super Bowl after being his team outright leader in rushing touchdowns during the season. Again, he had 13 of those. And Hurts, he still got that little shoulder lingering. But I think by the time the Super Bowl gets here, I think he's probably going to be right at 100% when it comes to that shoulder. So again, Super Bowl 57 is set. Eagles versus Chiefs is going down in Glendale, Arizona. I want to know Super Bowl parties. What's going to be your Super Bowl food of choice? Your Super Bowl drink of choice? I know everybody probably going to be doing chicken wings, but it's just going to be interesting. We're going to come back and I'm going to ask what the Super Bowl party menu looked like. We'll talk about a little bit more of that when we get closer to the big game. Now, I'm not making my pick. I'm just going to wait till next week before I make my pick. I just wanted to do a little preview since it's set. So again, I'm not making my pick. I'm going to keep it under the hat. So let's move on to our next topic. We're talking about Texans. The Houston Texans have hired a new head coach, DeMeco Ryans. I said from the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I would want him to take that job. But again, DeMeco Ryans is the new Houston Texans head coach. They made that announcement on Thursday. Officially, they had a press conference. If you didn't know, DeMeco Ryans actually was drafted by the Houston Texans. He played there for roughly 6 seasons. So he is basically going back to coach the team that he was drafted by. Now, he is the 6th Texan head coach in the team history. And the Texans have become the first team in NFL history to have hired 3 consecutive black head coaches. And that's cool and all, but I think they did David Culley dirty and Lovie Smith dirty too. You know, David Culley came in after that whole Deshaun Watson fiasco with the inappropriate sexual misconduct, and they didn't even give him a shot. He didn't really have a quarterback, Davis Mills, and the whole team organization was just in disarray. And they only gave that guy 1 year. I didn't think that was fair. So then you come around, you make Lovie Smith the head coach, who was the defensive coordinator under David Culley, and he did the best he could with no quarterback and all that. And you give him 1 year. So according to all reports I've read, they're going to give DeMeco Ryans a little bit of more time to get this organization back on track. He did sign a 6-year deal. With those deals, that's it says 6 years, but they could get rid of you in 1. So that's not necessarily concrete. But they're saying they're going to give him Cal McNair and the GM, Nick Caserio, said they're going to give him 6 years to build this thing. And we're going to see. As far as the financial numbers on this contract, I couldn't find it. All I know is it is a 6-year deal. Again, as a player, Ryans, he played 10 years with the Texans, and altogether, he played 10 years in the league. I believe he played 6 years with the Texans and 4 with the Eagles. He was a second-round pick out of Alabama in 2006 by the Texans, and he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, Ryans, 38. He spent the last 6 seasons with the 49ers. His first role was a defensive quality control coach in 2017 under head coach Kyle Shanahan. And in 2018, he became the linebackers coach for the 49ers. Then he was elevated to defensive coordinator in 2021 when Robert Saleh took the New York Jets head coaching job. And he's done a heck of a job with the defense. 49ers as a coordinator. He's a player's coach. The 49ers defense was #1 ranked in the NFL this season in pretty much all categories. So we know he can get the defense on track. The Texans' problem is getting the offense on track and finding a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback, but they do have a second pick in the draft. All reports I've been reading looks like they're going to go after and maybe make C.J. Stroud their guy. C.J. Stroud is Ohio State quarterback. So some are projecting C.J. Stroud to be the Texans' second pick in this upcoming draft. He's going to also have to fix that defense a little bit because they were the worst rushing defense in the league, and he's equipped at that. He's adapted that. That's what he do. He's a defensive guy. Now the Texans got a lot to work with. With that trade of Watson to the Cleveland Browns, they accumulated some draft picks. The Texans have 2 first-round picks, the #2 pick and the #12 pick in this year's draft, and they are estimated to have about $40 million in cap space. That's a lot of money they can spend on signing players or even getting free agents. The Real Estate Insider says $33 million contract. I saw. Okay, I could not find that number. So it looked like Ryans is getting a 6-year deal, $33 million, roughly what, 5.5, almost $6 million per year. That's all. That's pretty good. Again, I hope they give the brother time to fix that organization because, again, the Texans is a dumpster fire in my opinion. But they got a lot of money to spend under the cap, $40 million. The salary cap next year for the NFL is expected to be $224.8 million. So the Texans got the stuff in their hand. They got their coach. Can he bring in the right offensive coordinator? Can they get the quarterback that they need to get this organization back on track? They are in a pretty average division, in my opinion, the AFC South with Indianapolis, Jacksonville, and Tennessee. So they could really turn this thing around in a year or two if they get the right quarterback. So I still want to say I really would have wished he would have took the Broncos job, but hey, I get it. Houston, Texas, he had a connection there. We'll see what happens, and I hope they give him the tools. I hope they let him cook. You letting him be the chef. Let him get his cooks in there so he can make the meal. So we'll see what happens. So again, congrats to DeMeco Ryans. You're going to need it, brother. We wish the best for you down there in H-Town. All right, we're staying with Tex coaches being hired. Broncos, they hired their guy, Sean Payton. You all know Sean Payton. He was the hottest commodity out here when it came to hiring coaches. He was #1 on most everyone's list. The Broncos agreed on Tuesday to a trade with the Saints because for him to be hired by a team, the Saints still held his rights because he decided not to coach, but he still had a year left on his contract. So any team that hired Sean Payton, they was going to have to give the Saints draft pick or 2. Well, the Saints they decided to go ahead and make a deal with the Broncos. Payton would be the 19th head coach in the Broncos franchise history. The Saints would get the Broncos 2023 first-round pick. That's the number 29, and the 2024 second-round pick. The Broncos are also expected to make Payton one of the highest-paid head coaches in the league. I did find that he did sign a 5-year deal, reportedly in the area of $17 to $20 million a year. So that technically doesn't make him the highest paid, but he'll be up there in the top 10, top 5 of highest paid coaches in the league. Now, Payton was NFL Coach of the Year with the Saints in 2006. He has an overall record of 152-89 in 15 seasons with the Saints. He won the Super Bowl over the Colts in the 2010. That was Super Bowl 44 with Drew Brees. Again, he did not coach this year. He was a Fox Sports analyst. And another thing that a lot of people hadn't been talked about, he was suspended a year because of the Bounty Gate situation that happened when he was with the Saints. His defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, was suspended as well, and the Saints had to pay a hefty fine. I believe it was $500,000 because there was reports of allegedly Greg Williams telling his players he was to go out and injure players, and there was money basically putting bounty on the opposing players' heads. So again, Sean Payton was found he had to sit out a year when the NFL handed down a punishment for that. Now, Denver got a lot of fixing up to do. This is a fixer-upper, even though they got a veteran quarterback. They finished last season 5-12. They fired their first-year head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, the day after Christmas. Broncos offense, lowest scoring offense in the league. Russell Wilson, his worst season in the league. He had a career low 16 touchdowns, and he was sacked a career high 55 times. The Broncos have missed the playoffs the last 7 seasons, and they have fired 3 coaches. The Real Estate Insider says, did they get new owners? Yes, the Broncos are under new ownership. The Walmart Air Group, as well as Condoleezza Rice, is on the board, as well as Melody Hobson. So there's 2 African-American women that's technically part of the Broncos ownership group. That shall finalize this past summer. So yes, they got long money. They got that Walmart money, so the Broncos got money to spend. Now, do they have football people in place to make the right decisions? I guess we'll see. But they definitely got the money to spend. So the Walmart Air Group is the ownership of the Denver Broncos. Now, this is going to be their 4th head coach within the last, 6 years. Vance Joseph was there. Vic Fangio was there a couple of years. Then Nathaniel Hackett was there only 1 year. Real Estate Insider says they got the Star Wars money too. Oh, that's right. Melody Hobson and her husband. You're right. Didn't even think about that. So they got somebody that could put in on it, huh? Real Estate Insider. If they get caught in the bind. George Lucas. Hey man, can you put in on this? So yeah, they got some long money over there. So Sean Payton, new head guy in the Mile High City. What do I think they're gonna do? He's a quarterback's coach. He's a quarterback guru. He's an offensive mastermind. You remember he was Bill Parcells' guy when Parcells was with the Cowboys. He was a quarterback's coach with the Cowboys. Little known fact, Sean Payton, when he took the job in New Orleans, guess what quarterback he wanted to take with him? But Parcells said no. He wanted to take Tony Romo with him to New Orleans Saints. And speaking of Tony Romo, we're going to be talking about him in just a second. But yeah, little known fact, Sean Payton wanted to take Tony Romo with him to New Orleans Saints, which is kind of funny because I think Drew Brees was there. Was he there? I believe so. So that would have been interesting to see. Would he have won a Super Bowl with Tony Romo over Drew Brees? I don't know. That's one of those things you'll never know. But Payton has won 10 games 9 times in his coaching career, and he's went to the playoffs 9 times when he was with the Saints. So again, Sean Payton is the new guy, the new head man in Denver. Got to fix Russell Wilson. Denver was just in shambles. There was all kind of rumors going around this past season that Russell Wilson had his own office, that none of the teammates liked him, and this and that, and yada yada yada. Some people saying that he was distracted because of his wife and this and that. So Russell Wilson got something to prove, I think. That offensive line was banged up too. So we're gonna see if he can get the Broncos back on track. I don't know. They're in that AFC West division, which at the beginning of the year I thought the AFC West was going to be the strongest division, but it turned out it wasn't because the Raiders they were not that great. Obviously, the Broncos weren't. They were pretty much trash. The Chargers were okay, and Kansas City pretty much ran that division. So we'll see if the competition will heat up now with Sean Payton taking over for the Broncos. And speaking of heating up, let's move on to our next topic. CBS analyst Tony Romo. Yeah, that guy. The NFL. Well, this is what I'm going to set it up. Tony Romo has been the CBS analyst for since 2019, 2018. Him and Jim Nantz are the #1 NFL team on CBS. Well, they called the AFC Championship game last Sunday, Chiefs and the Bengals. And one of the plays, Romo was giving his take. Lamar, roll that sound for him.
Tough yards, the finish and the play. Right there, you got 3. Talked about this is the best tackling team. They don't miss tackles. Tough yards, the finish and the play. Right there, you got 3. Talked about this is the best tackling team. They don't miss play.
This Black History Month. No, was it Black History? No, it wasn't Black History Month yet last Sunday. So Tony Romo said what? Now what? I had to listen to that like 3 or 4 times just to try to figure out what he was saying. I don't think he was trying to say the N-word, in my opinion. I think what he wanted to say was, and I have to give TFG exec, one of the execs, Shantae Gibson, I got to give her props for this one. She said somebody said that he was saying Nickelback. and that's what he was going to say. That sounds like that could be possible because there are on the defensive side, they call them nickelbacks. So is that I don't know. Let's play it again. Lamb, play it one more time.
Tough yards, the finish on the play. Right there, you got three. Talked about this is the best tackling team. They don't miss tackles. Tough yards, the finish on the play. Right there, you got three. Talked about this is the best tackling team. They don't miss play.
I'd like to know what you think. Those who watch this broadcast later, I want you to put it in the comments. Real Estate Insider, what you think? I want to know what did it sound like he said to you? I want your comments. Again, I don't think he was trying to say that. I think he was trying to refer to a player on the defensive side that sometimes is referred to the nickelback. Are there three nickelbacks? Yeah. I think that's what he was trying to say. I don't know why he didn't say it. I don't know why he would stop in mid-sentence, but that's the thing about being on live TV. Even this is live, what I'm doing. The Real Estate Insider, he can speak on this. When you're in front of this mic, you get to talking and stuff, and you live. Sometimes you say something that, ooh, I ain't mean to say that, or you're about to say something. I don't know. I don't think he was trying. I don't think the N-word was what he was saying. But it blew up on social media the last couple of days. Real Estate Insider says, as a Texan, I must say he said nickel. Laughing out loud. Okay. All right. And we're going to roll with that. I'm on the fence. I don't think he was trying to say that either. But again, social media blew it up. Man, it started on Tuesday. Everybody was posting it and everything. Again, I listened to it quite a few times. I think he was really trying to say nickelback. I like to know what you guys think. Make sure you drop it in the comments when you watch this broadcast later. Real Estate Insider says, as a Texan, I must say he said nickel, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I get you, Real Estate Insider. I get you. Now, let me say something about Tony Romo real quick. Everybody's kind of soured on him, too. I don't think he's that great in the booth, but that's just my opinion. AwfulAnnouncing.com created a poll that I checked out on who was NFL's preferred booth team. And it was between Tony Romo and Jim Nantz and Kevin Burkhardt and Olsen. I can't think of his first name, with Fox. This is his first, Greg Olsen. This is his first year with Fox. That's the first team over there since not Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck left and went to ESPN. Well, this poll was created, and Awful Announcing says, and 59.6% says that Burkhardt and Olsen is better than Romo and Nantz at 40.4%, which, well, I ain't going to say better. That's who they preferred over Tony Romo. And, Tony Romo making that bread. Real Estate Insider says, is Romo better than Troy in the booth? Not. I don't prefer him. Some people like Romo. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I prefer Troy in the booth when you're talking about analyzing. I think Romo is pretty decent at analyzing what's happening and all that, but just I don't know. Romo has a golly G about him sometimes that gets on your nerves. The Richie Cunningham, I call it the Richie Cunningham effect. If you don't know who Richie Cunningham is, that's Happy Days. I'm telling my age now. If you ever watch Happy Days, you know who Richie Cunningham is. He kind of has that old golly G. So, he's all right. I ain't gonna say he's horrible, but he just ain't my choice. But he just signed a 10-year, $180 million extension prior to the 2020 season to stay on with CBS. And then now you got Fox is gonna have Tom Brady over there. So we're gonna have all these quarterbacks in the booth as analysts. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. So we about to wrap up the show. I got one more thing I want to talk about in my hot mic segment. Real Estate Insider says goofball. I want to talk about this story because this is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. So this shows you how adults sometimes shouldn't be leading children. I don't know if you heard about this story, but a couple of weeks ago, a 22-year-old assistant junior varsity basketball girls basketball coach in Portsmouth, Virginia, named Arlisha Boykins. She didn't try. She impersonated one of the 13-year-old players and played in the game. That's right. A 22-year-old assistant girls JV basketball coach, Arlisha Boykins, impersonated one of their 13-year-old players who wasn't playing that game because she was playing for a club team, impersonated it and played in the game. Now, I don't know if the team won or not, but how the heck is a 22-year-old woman playing with some 13 and 15-year-olds? You got to be kidding me. Well, suffice to say, she's out of a job. She got fired. Portsmouth School District did an investigation. They fired Alicia Boykins, and they fired the head coach because the head coach put her up to doing it. So now the JV and the varsity girls team of Churchland High School in Portsmouth, Virginia, had to cancel their seasons because the JV coach, for some reason, thought it was a great idea to suit up and get in the game and play against some 13 and 14-year-olds. You know what? We sometimes we don't. Can we just get some adults that know how to be adults when it comes to dealing with children? You got to be kidding me. So nothing surprises me in the world that we live in the world of sports, in the world in general. And that is my hot mic moment. Alicia Boykins, I guess you can go suit up now and play at the YMCA because you definitely ain't going to be coaching no kids no more. So we'll see how that works out for you. Good luck to you, sister. All right, just a couple of things to get to you for the day. We have no football. We won't have that again. I think we got the Pro Bowl happening, but nobody really watches that. I think that's tomorrow. It's flag football. You got the Pro Bowl coming. You got college basketball today. You got one of the oldest rivalries in college basketball, the Tobacco Road rivalry, Duke and North Carolina. They tip off at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central on ESPN. You got that? I'm going to be checking that out because I'm a Tar Heel fan. I'm an MJ guy, so you know I'm a Tar Heel fan. Real Estate Insider says, if I was the 22-year-old, I'd sue. If I was – you would sue? Why would you sue? Are you would sue because they fired you? Because she couldn't get it. You know that wasn't right for her to suit up and play in that game. Come on, Real Estate Insider. You know she ain't got no legs to stand on. But anyway, yeah, you got to tell me why would you sue? But anyway, we got college basketball this evening, Duke, North Carolina, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central on ESPN. Since the head coach put her up to it. Valid point. Yeah, that's valid point. Yeah. So I don't think we've heard the last of this story. I think you're right. I think there is going to be some litigation, and we're going to see what happens because, yeah, technically she could sue the head coach and the school district. Really? So, dang, gave me something to think about. Appreciate that. So, NBA tonight, we also got the Lakers at the Pelicans on ESPN2. The reason why I'm bringing that game up, LeBron James is basically 69 points away from breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's NBA all-time scoring record. Most people are betting on it. It'll probably go down either Tuesday when they host the Thunder or Thursday when they host the Bucks. Well, they play tonight versus the Pelicans just to see how many he gets tonight. So the Lakers and Pelicans, that's at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central on ESPN2. And the Mavericks play the Warriors tonight on ABC. That's at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central as well. So those are some things you can watch tonight far as sports-wise. I want to thank those that come and watch this show later. I also want to thank my man, the Real Estate Insider, for jumping in here and doing his thing. I appreciate you. Make sure you check out his channel, the Real Estate Insider, on YouTube, on Lamb Levity. Go check out that channel. Go check out all the TFG channels, the TFG Tonight channel. Shantae says, let's go Mavs. Yep, Mavs and Warriors, they're getting it on tonight. We'll see what's going down. Thanks for popping in too, Shantae. I gave you a shout out early if you didn't hear it about the Nickelbacks. But make sure you check out all the TFG programming. We got TFG Tonight with Brenton Haynes, myself, Lee Black, Devin Devine, and the host Brenton Haynes. We come on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Again, the Real Estate Insider, he goes live on Fridays and Sundays, I believe, but he posts stuff every day on his channel. Check that out, Lamb Levity. TFG TV, we got it all. TFG Sports Media, make sure you have subscribed and like and share this as well. So make sure you do all that. And tonight, if you're not doing anything, check out my guy, Lee Black, Real Talk for Real Men, TFG Uncut, TFG Ratchet. He comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. Go check him out. He does some crazy stuff. We talk about some crazy stuff on Saturdays. So tune in to his show as well. So I want to thank everybody for watching, the Real Estate Insider, Shantae for dropping in. Those that watch later, make sure you tell me, what did you think Tony Romo said in that clip? Make sure you leave that in the comment section. So we're going to get out of here. I'm your host, TFG Sports Media. I'm your host, Kendrick. Make sure you check out all the stories and stuff on TFG Sports Media. Go check out some of those stories. Subscribe. Hit that like, thumbs up button. Get that viewership up. Go check out some of the stories over there. Make sure you keep it locked here. Come check me out here next Saturday, the same time. And I may be going live sometime in the next couple of days. If LeBron break that record, we're going to be going live, kind of talk about, once he do it, kind of talk about LeBron and his legacy. What does it mean? And does that make him the GOAT? We'll be talking about all that. We'll be doing some live stuff. So keep it locked here for all your up-to-date sports information. So again, I'm Kendrick, the sports guy with TFG Sports Media. You all have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you on the other side. I'm out. Deuces.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I hit record it, drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down